Before we begin with our presentation, we would first like to elaborate with you the background of how our project came to be by discussing our motives, its relevance to the environmental science, our goals and accomplishments, and how we learn from our mistakes and challenges involving creating our eco-friendly and tiny homes. We selected this project because homes in the U.S. consume a significant amount of electricity and water where that energy does not need to be wasted.
Our eco-friendly control and tiny house floor plans are relevant to environmental science, in which the demonstration of how these houses are constructed fortifies and builds off of our lessons involving energy and resource conservation, reducing our ecological footprints, as well as the implementation of environmentally friendly and sustainable habits in our daily life. These floor plan explorations introduce concrete learning that justifies the same ideas and knowledge behind our class lessons about the different types of houses and their effect on the environment. The goal of our project is to inform the audience about green and tiny homes in a manner that teaches our audience key aspects of information regarding these houses from a different perspective than what was given in the classroom. We will achieve our goal by presenting our project with heavily layered information about our topic of green and tiny houses via a walkthrough of 2D and 3D floor plans and house layouts to give our audience a sense of presence within the houses while learning about their composure.
During the process of this project, we faced many challenges, like trying to create layouts for homes that resembled the layouts of actual houses, but online resources such as houseplans.com they made it a lot easier to create a realistic floor plan that fit the criteria for these eco-friendly homes. By researching how real-life models of these houses are constructed, we were better equipped to create our own designs for these types of houses than if we were to just make a house based off of our own ideas. A resource like this really improved the outcome of our project by making it more of a compelling project. In this course, we have delved into how different aspects of our life can affect the environment. For example, we tested how many Earths it would take if everyone took the same actions as you. If you remember your own results, consider throughout this presentation if your actions are more like one of our environmentally friendly designs, or if you find yourself resembling more like our control house. We believe that even those of us who try to use environmentally friendly practices will find that many of our everyday habits are increasing our ecological footprint. To give you an idea of how ordinary homes compare to environmentally friendly designs like the ones that we have come up with, I'm first going to present to you the common issues of the average American home in terms of how environmentally friendly it is. This 2D floor plan represents an average home that doesn't have any energy-saving appliances, energy-efficient cooling or heating systems, or properly insulated walls. It's also evident from the appliances that are being used that the homeowners are not trying to do anything in particular to save power or water. Small things like using cold water in the shower or for your washing machine are really easy ways to help the environment, but also save money on your bills. Now we're going to discuss specifically common practices and common appliances that can waste water in the home. Running the washing machine with anything except for a full load wastes tons of gallons of water that do not need to be used. And running the washing machine with hot water exclusively uses up a lot of power that is needed to heat up that water. And this doesn't have to do with water, but it goes along with using your washing machine. But using the dryer every time you need to dry your clothes wastes a lot of electricity. Taking long showers and leaving the sink running when you aren't using it uses up a lot of water. Approximately 2 gallons of water are used every minute in the average shower. And using hot water in your shower takes up a lot of power to heat up the water, just like how using hot water in your washing machine does. According to the U.S. Information Administration, the average home in the U.S. uses approximately 11,000 kilowatts of electricity per year. And here's a graph showing demographics of energy consumption in the U.S. And as you can see, homes in the South use more energy on average, compared to other regions of the U.S. And on average, apartments use less energy than, like a single family home. As you can see in this model of an average home, in this kitchen there are several appliances that are being plugged up at the same time that aren't being used, like a stand mixer and a toaster and the crock pot and the coffee maker. These are all things that you're not using them at the moment, but they do take up a lot of power. So a good practice is to unplug and put away any appliances that you aren't using at the moment. Also, there's no dishwasher in this kitchen, which is very common for a house of this size. It's just a 2-bedroom, 1-bath small home. But the amount of water that it takes to wash your dishes in a dishwasher, if you fully load the dishwasher, is a lot less than the average person uses to hand wash dishes, because a lot of times people would just leave the sink running while they hand wash dishes. So you can see several things in this kitchen that would make it a less sustainable home that are very easy solutions, like unplugging the stand mixer. So as you can see in this living space, there are multiple overhead lights and standing and table lamps plugged in at the same time. And even at night, you really only need an overhead light or a lamp plugged in, but especially during the daytime when there's, as you can see, all this natural light being let into the room, there needs to be a minimal amount of artificial lighting being used in a space. In these 2 bedrooms and the office you'll see in a minute, you're seeing the same problems where, there's lots of lamps being plugged in even though there's overhead lights. And also in the 2 bedrooms, each of them have TVs, which is not very common, but you see a lot in the average American home, where there will be TV in the master bedroom, or there will be TVs in multiple of the bedrooms, even though there is a TV in the living room, which just takes up unnecessary amounts of power.
EcoFriendly, aka Green Home Floor Plan by me and Sydney. So here's a 2D point of view of the ecologically friendly home I made. The sizing of ecological homes, as well as the room-to-room ratios, are key to maintaining sustainability, as if the home is larger than 1,600 square feet, its size cancels out the energy and water sustainability because it takes more resources for the house to operate comfortably. The materials used to construct green homes come from renewable and natural resources such as timber, bamboo, recycled steel, and reclaimed wood. Energy efficiency is a key component of eco-friendly homes because a significant portion of reducing our ecological footprint involves conserving energy. Here we have a room that has lighting provided by multiple windows as to not use electricity for lighting in the daytime. Skylights are another method for constructing a space that doesn't require much artificial lighting. When lighting does need to be used in the home, LED lights are a sustainable option that do not require as much energy as ordinary light bulbs do. Energy-efficient appliances play a main role in the reduction of energy usage as well as in using energy responsibly. Eco-friendly home interior designs feature appliances, specifically in the kitchen here, that use less energy, including induction cooktops, refrigerators, dishwashers, convection ovens, and appliances approved by Energy Star. Here we have a blue recycling bin and green compost bins within the home, which signify residents' habits of reducing waste output, as well as recycling and reusing for select waste to minimize their ecological footprint. What makes a green home eco-friendly also relies on the residents' day-to-day behaviors. The bathroom uses the most water in the house, so practicing water conservation habits makes a huge difference. Not shown here, but using gray water from washing dishes can be reused to hydrate plants and save water. Both bedrooms in this house use a small amount of lighting, and what little artificial lighting is used are LED bulbs so that less electricity is being used.
So this part of the presentation are our 2 different models for tiny homes. The first one is going to be a single person tiny home, and the second one you could maybe have 2, maybe 3 people. So for this first one that you're seeing right now, as you can see, it's a very, very small space. The main living space is the bedroom, living, dining, and kitchen space, which is very common for a lot of tiny homes. The saving space, there's not as much power needed to heat or cool the rooms, and also not a lot of waste is being produced because there's not enough room for a lot of waste. Usually the people who are purchasing tiny homes or building their own tiny homes, they're usually doing it for some type of environmentally conscious effort. So we incorporated some of that. You can see there's no appliances still plugged in that aren't being used on the countertops. The only thing up on the countertops are things that do not require power to be used. And then also, there's a lot of storage, which is very common for tiny homes because you don't have enough room. You're not going to have, huge closets. You're not going to waste square footage on a bunch of closets, so there's lots of cabinet storage in the main kitchen area. Even though there isn't much room for many people to be walking around this space, a lot of times tiny houses will still make room to have a living entertainment space, so we included just a TV, couch, and room for any type of, like maybe you want to put books on the bookshelf. It's very important when having a tiny house that you utilize as much space as you can. So here we've used a loft bed so that you could have an office area, even though there is not really much space. Your bed and your closet and your office space are all confined into a very small block. The bathroom is very small, but we tried to make this tiny house a little bit more than most tiny houses. It seems like they usually will have a very tiny shower, not much room for a toilet and sink. Maybe there might just be a toilet and a shower, and then you have to use the sink outside. But this layout, you can see that it's just enough room for however many appliances you need.
So here's our second 2D tiny home floor plan. As you can see, the defining feature of these homes is the surface area and spacing between rooms that are compacted to save energy and resources. Less materials are needed to construct these homes, which reduces resource consumption for building materials and also increases affordability for home buyers. The more people able to buy and live in green tiny homes, the greater beneficial impact for the environment in regards to resource conservation as well as ecological footprints among residents. Storage is important for having small space to efficiently put away and stock a significant amount of personal belongings given in a small frame. The use of numerous cabinets, drawers, shelves, and other storage containers within a room helps keep the space looking open and tidy and gives solution to the issue of limited space presented by tiny homes. Objects within the home, such as the compost bin in this kitchen, lower the amount of waste being produced by residents within the home, as the biodegradable wastes are repurposed for fertilizer or other numerous uses instead of being thrown in the garbage for landfills. Small space means less money and energy usage for cooling and heating. The heating and air conditioning appliances don't have to work as hard to change the room temperatures as to cause increases in energy output and ecological footprint because there is less air and space to work with.
We hope that you've enjoyed this presentation and that maybe some of the concepts that we've shown throughout this presentation can help you reflect on certain aspects of your life and whether or not you're using sustainable practices.